I remember back in 2008 when I first gave my life to the Lord. I remember this song came out. It was I call it my testimony anthem. And if anybody could remember, I remember the song. It was by Marvin Sapp, and it was called Never Would Have Made It. And that song had ministered to me around that time when I gave my life to the Lord, because I was in a desperate place. I was in a hopeless place. I was on heavy drugs. I was addicted to drugs, and my life was just running out of control, and I had no control over my life, my decisions, and I felt I had no purpose. I was in a place where I was desperate and in need for help. And I remember my mom telling me to, anytime that you get stuck in a place, to call out on the name of Jesus. And I called out on the name of Jesus, and he heard me. He answered my prayer. I suffered from drug addiction because it was a way to cope with unresolved childhood trauma from my past. And that was my go-to. And I suffered from being raised up in a dysfunctional home, a broken home, and I suffered also with being raised by a parent that was a grandparent that was narcissistic, undiagnosed narcissistic, and which led me to a lifestyle of, I dealt with depression, anxiety. I've been belittled, I've been betrayed, I've been hurt, I've been abandoned, I've been just bent over, crippled by fear, by shame, by condemnation. And I went through that phase in my life, and I found myself calling out on God again. And I went through that, and I realized at the age of 15, started dating this 33-year-old woman, and I was 15 years old, and I realized that God, he's worked so strategically. And I realized that after years later dating this woman, he began to show me that in all my relationships, I was seeking something that I wasn't getting from my parents. So God was showing me and telling me that I needed to heal the inner child in my life, the crying child, the hurting child, the broken child. And so I was looking in every relationship I've been in, I was looking for that in every relationship, that love, that nurture that I wasn't getting from my parents. And God began to show me that when my parents and my father has forsaken me, that he will be my father, and he will raise me up. And so I began to dwell on that, and I began to say, well, God, father me. And so as I began to trust that he was my father, he began to show me love, an unconditional love. He began to show me a peace and a joy. And as he raised me up, he showed me a love that I never felt from the world, from anybody. And so he also showed me that his love can heal a broken heart. So I just thank the Lord for where he's brought me from, and how he's freed me from so much shame. His love has freed me from so much shame and condemnation and guilt. And I'm forever grateful for where he's brought me from.